It's the Borderland Blitz, sponsored by Southwest University. Week number 3. I'm Adrian Ochoa, B. Martinez, and we have a Friday the 13th edition this season. A lot of crazy stuff, of course, happens on Friday the 13th.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're getting closer to Halloween season, right? So, yeah, I'm excited. Looking forward to it.
More than a month away, but let's go ahead and take a look at our starting lineup as our game of the week will take us to the Lower Valley, where the Riverside Rangers look to remain perfect on the season as they played host to the Lions from Clint.
Then we'll head to Burgess, where another undefeated team, the Cañutillo Eagles, look to pick up their first win in district play against the Mustangs. And then later, a showdown at the SAC between former district rivals as the America's Trailblazers took on the Spartans from Pebble Hills.
But first, as always, we got our game of the week, and this one lived up to the hype. It's a new look to District 148 Division I this season. It's now a 9-team district. So district play began tonight in week 3, and it was highlighted by Riverside hosting Clint. Now, Riverside has won 3 straight district titles, and they were looking to start conference play with a bang. They entered tonight's game undefeated, 2-0. Clint, meanwhile, still looking for their first win of the season. Would it come tonight? Rangers here strike Carlos Rojas to Ricardo Briones. Made it 7-0 Riverside, and then later it's more Rangers. Rojas, he passed it the last time. This time says, you know what, I'll just do this one myself. Run, Carlos, run. 56 yards to the house. Made it 14-0 Riverside. But Clint finally going to get into it here. This is Brandon Quesada going to hand it off to Anthony Bonuelos, and he'll just plow his way through the defense for the touchdown. Clint would miss the extra point, so it's 14-6 Riverside. And then Rojas here. Check out this beautiful pass to Briones. Right through the defenders, and just like that, it's 21-6 Riverside, and that would be the score at the half. You see the Ranger mascot. Oh, he's loving that score at this point, but it would get too close for comfort here. In the third quarter, the Lions claw their way back. Brandon Quesada to Samuel Brown, and what can Brown do for you? Well, he'll take it to the house. Clint cuts into Riverside's lead, 24-21. Now, they would pick up 2 points after an intentional grounding call, so it's 24-23, and Clint was going for the field goal for the win, but you see it right there. Riverside blocks it. And who's the guy who blocked it? Well, his name was Servando Avetia. We'll hear from him later, but that's how this one comes to an end. A blocked winning field goal attempt by Riverside there. So Riverside survives by just 1 point, 24-23. A heck of a game, but let's go ahead and hear from Coach Chavez and the victorious Rangers.
Our special teams, they really stepped up. Our defense lights out. Chuayella has those guys going at all cylinders. And, these boys, they have each other's backs. And that's all that matters. They're going to give everything for each other. And they did a really good job.
I was just thinking about, going through them. I really have nothing else. I was just trying to get to the kicker. That's about it.
That's all you gotta do. Just try to get to the kicker and see what happens.
Hey, yeah, that was a great game of the week, by the way. Good choice, Adrian.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And what a way to start district play for District 1.
Exactly. Well, it was also the start of district play, as Adrian just mentioned. Now in District 1-5, Division 2, the Cañutillo Eagles are starting off to a strong start, a perfect 2-0 record tonight. They paid a visit to Burgess. Now the Mustangs coming off a huge 53-12 win against Fabens last week. Now Mustang, here we go. Mustang country, we go. Now here in the first quarter, Eduardo Carrillo goes to the left and sprints his way through defenders, and he snags the opening touchdown for the Eagles, giving them a 7-0 lead. Now, I have to emphasize that the two teams Cañutillo played, which are both 6A schools, Pebble Hills and Montwood, were scoreless against the Eagles. And right here in the second quarter, you'll see the Mustangs put themselves in a position to score. Now, that was the great catch by junior Jaden Bowser. However, Burgess fell short of gaining the 6 points, but did manage to gain the 3 points with this field goal right there, as you saw. They fall to Cañutillo 34-10. Now Eagles still remain undefeated, 3-0.
Also, a big shout out to Cañutillo's defensive coordinator for being selected Defensive Coordinator of the Week by Catapult Sports. So we're going to go ahead now and switch gears and turn things over now to Rishi Oza. He was over at the SAC for a couple of games between former district rivals. What's going on, Rishi?
Thanks, Adrian. That is correct. Our first game at SAC 2 today, the Montwood Rams versus the El Dorado Aztecs. Montwood still searching for their first win on the year. They lost to that Cañutillo team last week. Meanwhile, El Dorado coming off of 2 monster wins, and they started out the game as quick as possible. First play from scrimmage, Ryan Estrada breaking tackles, going up the middle, takes the handoff 80 yards to the house. You cannot ask for a better start to a game than that if you're the Aztecs. But the Rams say, anything you can do, I can do too. On their first play from scrimmage, quarterback Damian Briano takes a deep shot to Aiden Buñuelos, trying to not get hawked down by the defender. He gets into the end zone. They get their own long score to take the lead 7-6. How about that start? Next drive for the Rams, Briano rolling out, juking a defender right there. Another deep shot, this time to Elijah Melendez. He can't quite get in. You'll see the referee mark him right out at the 2-yard line. So Briano says, you know what? Let me do it myself this time. The quarterback option, taking it into the end zone. He gets the score to give the Rams an 8-point lead, 14-6. The Aztecs was responding in a big way, though. On 2nd and 16, Estrada again breaking more tackles, this time down the sideline. Another long touchdown for him. He takes it in for the score. That was 2 in the first quarter for Estrada. And the Aztecs going for 2 to tie things up in the first quarter, and they get it. Guess who? Ryan Estrada once again. They would pull away big time in the second half, taking the win 49-28. Next game at the SAC, this one at SAC 1, the America Trailblazers versus the Pebble Hill Spartans. Both teams looking for their first win on the year, with Pebble Hills 0-2 against 2 very good teams in Midland and Canantillo, while the Trailblazers lost by just 1 point last week versus Hanks. This game was very close to start off, but Pebble Hills got hot late in the first half. We pick up here, Spartans up 21-14. Zarin Quarles, he got in the end zone so quick I couldn't even find him until he was celebrating in the end zone. That gave the Spartans a 14-point lead. Then next drive, quarterback Joe Fernandez in the pocket. He takes a shot over the middle to Malik Moore for a big gain. Little juke right there. Little extra yards. That sets up another Quarles sequence. First, look at him just barreling through defenders, breaking tackles left and right, just dragging guys inside the 5-yard line. Then another touchdown for Quarles. This time he goes in untouched. And I tell you what, this game had some juice to it for the former rivals. There was trash talk left and right. You're going to see it right here. Quarles, man, he was juiced up for this game too. And finally, after an America's turnover, Dorian Jaramillo barrels his way into the end zone for the score. That would make it 42-14 at the half. And that is going to be a homecoming victory for the Spartans. They take this one 42-14. And now going all the way up northeast for this game, the Austin Panthers traveling to take on the Mountain View Lobos. Both teams sitting at 1-1 this year, trying to snatch the momentum for the rest of the season. We're going to pick up 14-7 in favor of the Panthers. Mountain View quarterback taking a deep shot to wide out Myron Galindo, setting them up past midfield. Big play there for the Lobos. Then trying to set up the screenplay. Nope. Picked off. Austin takes over in great field position. How about the hops right there from the Panthers? And if you don't know Austin football, it's a lot of this. Just running the ball down your throat. Sal Duarte bounces that one outside, setting the Panthers up inside the 5-yard line. Yeah, let's tack on a couple extra for the horse collar tackle. And then it's a simple handoff to the fullback for the score. Austin moves to 2-1 for the final score of 34-14. 3 big-time scoring games. And I tell you what, El Dorado, they look like some world beaters right now with their offense. They look dominant at 3-0. We'll see how the rest of the season turns out for them. But for now, I'll send it back to Adrian for some scores for some traveling teams. Adrian.
Yeah, thank you very much, Rishi, for being a road warrior today, starting at the SAC and then making his way up to Mountain View, then back down to the SAC for that second game. Rishi was the guy today. Well, yeah, as Rishi mentioned, 3 teams from District 1-6A hit the road this week to take on other teams from the state. We're going to go ahead and start with the Eastwood Troopers. They were in Odessa tonight, taking on the Odessa High School Broncos. Troopers looking for their second win of the season. First quarter here, Troop knocking on the door. Jaden Martinez, punch it, count it, touchdown Troopers. Then it's the quarterback for Eastwood. Joseph Cox gonna air it out to a wide open Caleb Flores, and the Troopers are in business once again. And once again, they'll cash in. They'll give it to Nathan Chavira, and it's another touchdown. Eastwood, a high-scoring affair in this one, and it's the Troopers coming home happy with the dub. Final score, 56-49. And of course, gotta give it.
I'm sure you're happy about
for
that
the
too.
Troopers. Yeah, statement win. Good statement win for the Troopers tonight.
Well, the Eastlake Falcons were in Midland for a game against the Panthers from Liberty Hill High School. Now, it was a close game at first, but in the end, the Panthers get the win. The Falcons drop to 1-2 on the season. Well, the Franklin Cougars were looking for a bounce back after a tough loss to Del Valle last week. They were in Lubbock tonight, taking on Monterey Plainsmen. Now, Monterey tops Franklin 36-14. Wow.
That's a lot of action that we saw right now, and we're just getting started. We still have plenty more games to talk about, which is a good thing. We want to to remind you first, though, that you can watch the Borderland Blitz on the KBI 8 ABC7 CTV app. It's available on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV, and you can also rewatch the Borderland Blitz if you want to relive the action or if you missed any of the action that you've seen from any previous weeks as well. So we got plenty more to come after the break. We're going to check in with some more district play action as Del Valle started district play against El Paso, while Socorro paid a visit to Bel Air. That's coming up after the break.
Enroll now at Southwest University, where your future meets flexibility. With in-person classes only 2 days a week, our innovative schedule allows you to balance work, family, and education. Become a nurse, surgical tech, or medical assistant. We offer flexible schedules and short terms for you to finish faster. For more information, visit us at southwestuniversity.edu. Southwest University, 25 years making you happen.
What your family needs is to get back to the fundamentals at Peter Piper Pizza. Like delicious pizza with dough that's made from scratch daily. Exciting games that give e-tickets for top shelf prices. Time you can spend having fun together. Your family needs fun like buy one, get one half off. Buy any pizza at menu price and get a second pizza of equal or lesser value for a half price. That's more fun for less. Get back to the fundamentals at Peter Piper Pizza, where the fun is baked in.
This week, it's an epic SEC-ACC matchup on CW Football Saturday.
What a catch by Watkins!
Heisman hopeful Jackson Dart and number 5 Ole Miss head to Winston-Salem to take on Wake Forest, where the upset-minded Demon Deacons look to knock off an elite Rebel squad in prime time.
It sounds like a good time to me.
CW Football Saturday, number 5 Ole Miss at Wake Forest.
Flowed really well. Like, I just love it. Just had a nice little feel to it. Speaking of dance moves, we're going to be seeing B dance a little bit later. You want to stick around for that? Zach's Dance Blitz. That's a tease for you. Well, let's go ahead and send things over to Paul Cicala. He was at Del Valle High School, where the Conquistadores opened up district play tonight against El Paso. Paul?
How's your energy, El Paso, Las Cruces, and Ciudad Juarez? It's no secret that Del Valle High School is one of the power teams right here in the El Paso area that continues to shine every season. And after a big season-opening win over Franklin High School, Coach Rudy Contreras and the Conquistadores were hoping to stay unbeaten this evening. Meanwhile, Coach Ray Aguilar Jr. and El Paso High School were gunning for the upset in the Lower Valley. And as the flag would wave in the wind, these Del Valle High School students stood proud with their yellow ribbons representing Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. Meanwhile, Del Valle was a heavy favorite, and I know it's something that I read. I think I read something about it on KBI.com. Who knows? And early on, El Paso was hoping to prove that reading wrong, and on the game's first snap, Christopher Valenzuela breaking off a little something. First down, El Paso High, but Del Valle would force a punt, and on the punt, Ezra Rocha cannot field it, and it'll bounce right into the hands of an El Paso player. He'll be tackled, and the ball is free, and the Tigers, Raiden Lerma, recovers, but El Paso couldn't get into the end zone, and back comes Del Valle. Jake Fetty will hit Shelton Fuller. They are both Division I prospects, and Shelton is showing why he is being highly recruited by a number of universities. After that, look at Jake Fetty find Josiah Nunez right on the money, honey. Del Valle jumps ahead by a touchdown and never looks back. The Conquistadores remain unbeaten this young season with the big victory in the Lower Valley. Hey, DVHS, Jerry Nakata, proud alum from DVHS. All right, as everyone knows, tonight is Friday the 13th, and Del Valle is looking scary good, Jerry Nakata. Moving on, keeping it in the Lower Valley, just a tad bit north of Del Valle. It'll be Bel Air High School hosting Socorro. Both the Highlanders and the Bulldogs were hoping to notch their first victory of this young season. And gotta love the passion in the Bel Air student section as the fans would go wild. And Doppler Dave can surely tell you that this white mist is not snow this time of year. No. The student body was throwing up some baby powder, LeBron James style. And from LeBron James style to Tom Brady style, as Trevante Thrasher will find a streaking Elko Landeros and Socorro would jump ahead by 2 touchdowns. Bel Air could not move the ball, and when Socorro gets it back, check out Noah Guzman barrel forward. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. Yes, I can. Si se puede, Noah. That is a touchdown. Socorro leads 20-0 and cruises to the big victory. Next up for Socorro High School is a visit to Cathedral High School next Friday. And as for the Highlanders, they will be headed to Big Springs High School, just east of Midland, Texas. Also quickly, here is my yellow ribbon representing Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. Thank you again to the students at Del Valle High School for supporting an important cause at the football games all this month. Adrian and B, right back at you.
Awesome. Thank you, Paul. I'm going to need one of those yellow ribbons, by the way.
I'll get you one. I'll get you one from the El Paso Children's Hospital.
Awesome. Well, we turn our attention back to District 1-5A Division 2. The Chapin Huskies 0-2 taking on the Horizon Scorpions, who are 1-1 right now. Now, who would pick up their first in district play? Horizon with the ball in the first quarter, looking for the open man, but it's intercepted by Chapin's Roberto Duran. Now, the Huskies looking to score again after this interception, as we just saw on the screen. Quarterback Evan Rivera finds Kerry Wade on the sideline, who would make his way into the end zone, and Chapin once again in the offense, and this time it would be Davian Singleton wide open in the end zone for the second touchdown of the night. What a catch. Well, the blue and white looking to score their third touchdown, and who is it? Once again, none other than Davian Singleton right there once again in the end zone. Now, the last time we checked the score, Chapin was winning 21-0. So
we'll hopefully get an update on that score coming up. Well, let's go ahead and head to Northeast El Paso. The Andress Eagles hosting the Jefferson Silver Foxes. Andress still looking for their first win of the season. Andress knocking on the door right here. Hand off to Jared Gordon, and just like a Jared Diamond, Jared is shining bright in the end zone right there. Eagles up 7-0. Then later, from the 3-yard line, Andress, they're going to give it to Marcus Wilson. And hey, Mr. Wilson, got yourself a TD. Andress up 14-0. Everything going right for the Eagles, even on special teams, because take a look at what happens right here. Jefferson going to punt the ball, and Andress says, no, not so fast. They block it, and it's going to be a scoop and score on the other side of that. That's going to make it 21-0. Andress rolling, and the Eagles get their first win of the season, and no better way to do it in district play. Final score from Andress High School. Let's see if we could pop it up here. It was a big-time win for Andress today.
We'll get to it,
but we can tell you that Andress did dominate this game against Jefferson, but we'll get it for you at the end of the show when we do our recap.
Yeah, of course. Well, over at Bowie High School, it was a District 1-4A Division I clash between the Bowie Bears and the Fabens Wildcats. Now, fast forward to the third quarter, Bowie down 14-13, and Fabens Marco Luna gives the Wildcats a first down on the 10-yard line. But then things got a little chippy after this play. You can see Fabens number 6 at Sariguare and Bowie's number 25, Raymond Soto, got into a bit of an altercation. Not sure what the cause of that was.
Bears didn't even like that.
But Bears didn't like that. Parents were not happy. And Soto did end up getting disqualified, as that was his second unsportsmanlike conduct. But good thing Aguirre didn't get kicked out, because he did come back for a touchdown for the Wildcats. Well, we don't have that final score. Oh, yeah, we don't have the final score yet, but we'll get you updated with the final score later in the show.
Well, in Las Cruces, the Centennial Hawks were looking to improve to 4-0 on the season as they welcomed the Rams from Rio Rancho to the Field of Dreams tonight. Now, after 2 consecutive interceptions from both the Rams and the Hawks, Rams quarterback J.J. Ariano takes the snap and finds Parker Miller for the touchdown. Going to get a defensive holding was the call on that, but it was, of course, it was going to be declined. Touchdown Rio Rancho there, and a tie game, but the Hawks going to immediately answer with this play after a touchdown was called back for holding. Couple of fake tosses in the backfield, and Hawks Omar Sanchez takes the toss, kicks it into the next gear, and go ahead and start up the band, because that's going to be another Hawks touchdown. Made it 14-7 Hawks. The final score in this one, if we can show that one. Having some difficulties, it seems like, with our CGs, but we're gonna get you those again when we recap the show. We're having a little technical problems with our graphics right now. But let's go ahead and turn our attention to the War of the Week. It is Friday the 13th, and we do some strange things happen on this one. And you and I were at Gadsden last night, and if you want to talk about what this one went down.
I mean, it was completely unexpected. I wasn't expecting, it was the Gadsden cheerleaders against the JROTC team, and let's go ahead and play it. I want people to see it. I don't want to give it away, but it was definitely a shocker. I'm not gonna say, no, I'm not gonna lie. Well, it's week 3 of War of the Week, and right here we have the Gadsden cheerleaders. All right, and then on the other side we have the JROTC squad. All right, so the winner will get $50 gift card, okay? Ready? 3, 2, 1, go! Oh, the cheerleader's gonna take it. The cheerleaders just took it. Oh my goodness. Well, as you can see, the cheerleaders just chopped the JROTC squad, so they are the week 3 of the War of the Week winners.
That was it, yeah.
I really wasn't expecting that. I really wasn't. I think Coach probably had them do like 50 to 100 push-ups after that. I'm not going to lie.
Well, we got plenty more to come after the break. Got a couple more games to talk about. And then we got Zach's Dance Blitz coming up with special guest B. Martinez. That's coming up after the break.
That's tough for her.
But, mijo, you can do anything. Why this?
I don't want to be stuck behind a desk.
Out there by yourself?
I won't be alone. Be a part of a team. So what do you say, Mom?
Well, the PACE program is all-inclusive.
We offer anything and everything medically that the senior of the community needs.
We actually have people that go and deliver medications to their home. And if they're at the center, we actually deliver it to them there. We provide all types of therapies.
It's not just a medical model, it's medical, it's rehabilitative, it's social, it's recreational.
The PACE model allows us to give that to them, and they deserve to live that life.
From the classroom to the field, we bring the excitement and drive your need to score big in your career. With a playbook full of opportunities and a support team cheering you on, your success is our touchdown. Don't punt on your future. Visit westerntech.edu and get started today. Don't give up. Rise up at Western Tech, college for the real world.
Indians are newcomer to District 1-4A Division 1, and they started the season 2-0, opening up district play tonight on the road against San Elizario. Sun Alley with the ball here, comes out loose, and Isleta gonna recover it. They would not score in that drive, but Eagles once again with the ball. Isleta gonna force the fumble and would take it all the way to the end zone. Sun Alley with the ball, another turnover, and in the end, the final score in this one, we go ahead and take the graphic. I was told we do, it has been changed. Okay, we're gonna get again, we're having some difficulties with our CGs, but here's one game that we did get the final score to. The Parkland Matadors went across state lines to New Mexico to take on the Eagles from Hobbs, and Parkland falls 41-37. They are now 0-3 on their record. Now back in Anthony, Texas, it was the Anthony Wildcats hosting the Cathedral Fighting Irish after a dominant first half by the Irish. The Irish still rolling. Junior running back Kevin Flores takes a handoff and rolls in for another Irish touchdown. The Irish still rolling on the extra point is Christian Lucero. Gonna find Jose Eduardo for the 2 points right here. And this one was all Cathedral, as Cathedral gets the win over Anthony tonight by a final score of 53-12. Well, let's go ahead and send it over to Zach's Dance Blitz with special guest, B. Martinez.
I know, I'm not looking forward to it. I have not seen this, guys. Let's roll it.
Nice.
All right.
I gotta say, yeah. Somebody's ready for Dancing with the Stars. I'm saying I like it.
I'm not that advanced yet.
Well, let's go ahead and send it over to Rishi for the winner of tonight's Blitz Picks.
Thanks, guys. That is right. It's time for Blitz Picks once again. This week's winner, Scott Donovan, a beautiful shot of the sunset at the Bel Air Socorro game. Congratulations, Scott, on the $50 Visa gift card if any of you want to win next week. Just submit your picture from any high school game next week on kvia.com for your chance to win. Adrian B., back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Rishi. Those are nice. The sunset photos always do very well.
Yeah, no, and I even saw a heart in the sky earlier today. But yeah, really cool. Awesome
Coming up after the break, we're going to go ahead and recap the scores for you in case you missed them. We'll be right back.
Giving away 2 Ford Mustangs is crazy, but we've got Mustang Mania at Sunland Park. Twice this fall, you can win one of 5 $1,000 drawings and a 2024 Ford Mustang. Mustang Mania at Sunland Park Racetrack and Casino.
I'm gonna be late.
Sorry.
And drive safe out there as there's plenty of traffic heading to today's big game. Ready to go.
You almost missed the start of the game.
Right now, qualified buyers get 2.99% APR financing for 72 months on a rugged new 2024 Tundra. Offer ends September 30th.
Start a new career and enroll now at Southwest University. Enroll today and become a professional in nursing, x-ray, or sonography. Southwest University offers flexible schedules and short terms for you to finish faster. Don't wait. Be heard at Southwest University and take the next step in your professional journey today. For more information, visit us at southwestuniversity.edu. Southwest University, 25 years making you happen.
All right, let's go ahead and recap the scores for you from Week 3. Riverside over Clint by 1 point, 24-23. Pebble Hills winners over Americas, 63-14. El Dorado gets a dub over Montwood, 49-28. Liberty Hill over Eastlake, 49-35. Socorro winners over Bel Air, 34-7. And Eastwood over Odessa, 56-49.
All right, and then moving on to the other. So it looks like Lubbock Monterey topped Franklin 36-14. Still waiting on Coronado Eagle.
That game was actually canceled
for a month ago.
Oh, that's right.
That game was canceled. They did not play. They had a bye week. Andres tops Jefferson 61-6. Cañetillo tops Burgess 34-10. Chapin tops Horizon 21-0. And Del Valle tops El Paso 62-6.
Here we go. Austin over Mountain View, 34-14. Bowie winners over Fabens, 35-19. Sleda gets the dub over San Elizario, 45-6. Hobbs over Parkland, 41-37. Cathedrals winners over Anthony, 53-12. And the New Mexico Military Institute over Chaparral, 43-0.
All right, and then Centennial tops Rio Rancho 49-27. Goodard tops Santa Teresa's 42-6. And then it looks like Gadsden topped Mayfield 28-20. And then Rio Rancho Cleveland tops Las Cruces 35-25.
Well, there you go. Your scores from Week 3. Of course, you can catch it on kvia.com as well. And we'll replay the Blitz tomorrow on the CW. But that's going to do it for us.
Yes.
We'll see you all in week number 4 coming up.